Welcome back. I got a pretty large collection update of Code Red titles, predominantly Code Red titles. I've been following the health issues of Bill Olson and the Banana Man. He's been having some troubles, and I wanted to show my support for him by splurging on some Code Red titles I haven't picked up previously. I'm not going to talk too much about them because uh, April is the time for the Drive-In Exploitation Challenge, which is similar to October when you're try to watch 100 films in the month. I will be trying to do that and posting daily videos of what I've watched. So a lot of these films I'm going to cover in April. All right, let's get started. Before I get into the Code Reds, I've got some Arrow titles. What Have You Done to Solange? Maximino Delmano. This is a really, really great film, as many of you know. It's a Blu-ray DVD with a booklet, and it's just a fantastic film, loaded with special features. So that's one I needed to pick up. Got another Giallo here. This is The Bloodstained Butterfly, Arrow release. And this has, let's see, this has brand new 4K scan. Trying to see if it's got an audio commentary. It does. Alan Jones and Kim Newman audio commentary. So typical Arrow treatment. And of course the obligatory booklet. Actually, this tray is giving me troubles. Arrow cases are kind of difficult to deal with sometimes. Next up is a Shout. Scream Factory. This is the double feature of Vampire's Kiss and High Spirits. I haven't seen High Spirits, but Nicolas Cage in Vampire's Kiss is just off the wall. One of his best films, I think. Highly underrated. This is a lot of these films I've been picking up, kind of getting ready to gear up for the 100 films in April, so I'll be dealing with it then. This is a Severin release, Invasion of the Blood Farmers. And it's not great. I watched it. I haven't delved into the special features yet. There's an audio commentary. It's a bizarre low budget indie film. Next up is another Severin release, and that's Next of Kin, which I have not seen. I will probably hold off on watching this until the October. I don't know. It just depends on how April goes. Another nice release from Severin. It's got a commentary track, extended interviews. It's an Australian. I'm kind of wondering what Andrew Molina says about this one. It's an Aussie film. Next up is a film that's kind of escaped my attention for a long time until now, and that's Cronenberg's Dead Ringers, which is a really good film. A lot of people call this a masterpiece. I thought it was maybe 8 out of 10. I mean, I don't know that it was a masterpiece. I guess I need to watch it again, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was very, very good. Another bizarre outing from David Cronenberg. It's got audio commentary track. It's actually in two different versions. You've got a two different versions of the film. It looks like it's just the screen size. There's like a director's cut of it. Next up is a proto-slasher that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, and it's flown under the radar for a long time. Who Killed Teddy Bear with Sal Mineo. This is a really, really good serial killer proto-slasher film from the 60s. I'm glad it finally got a Blu-ray treatment. You've got a nice booklet here. Yeah, this is a film that I think deserves to be talked about more. And I will probably watch it in April. Next up is a double feature from Synapse. That's The Creep Behind the Camera and The Creeping Terror. Of course, Creeping Terror is one of the worst horror films of all time, monster movie. This is the famous film where basically the monster is a large carpet with plastic tubing for eyes. It's just so screwed up. But the backstory with the director, which is what this film was talking, the director was a real shady dude. I mean, and so this docudrama about him is mainly the reason I got it. Probably will check that out in April. As far as special features, it's got well, the special feature is The Creeping Terror. So, all right. Next up is Wacko, Vinegar Syndrome release. I've never seen this. It's supposed to be like a horror comedy. It's got an audio commentary track. Typical, the typical Vinegar Syndrome treatment, which is probably more than what the film deserves, but Vinegar Syndrome goes all out, typically. Next up is another film that just kind of filling in gaps in my collection. This is Dead Time Stories. Another Scream Shout Factory release. And this has an audio commentary track with the director. Pretty standard release. And then another collector's edition of a film that I haven't ever seen before. I grew up in this time period, and that's Dreamscape. I don't know what to tell you about it. I have not seen it. Dennis Quaid is always good. Apparently it's a film about Dennis Quaid kind of got telekinetic powers or some sort of shit like that. But yeah, Dreamscape. Next up is Alien Underwater, Leviathan. And it really is. I mean, this is basically, there's no other way to describe it. It's a fun movie. Don't get me wrong, but it truly is Alien Underwater. That's the header description, and it fits it perfectly. Hector Alonso is in this. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it's, really any kind of monster underwater, I think is always kind of fun to watch. Kind of going off script on the horror movies, here's The Darkest Hour, Winston Churchill. Don't need to say anything more about Winston Churchill. What a greatest man of the 20th century. I have not seen this, though. I'm looking forward to checking it out. As far as special features, let's see. It's got an audio commentary. But yeah, looking forward to that. All right, now we're going to dive into some Code Reds. First up is The Last Victim with Tanya Roberts. Apparently there's been a lot of drama, as seems like poor Bill Olsen just is a magnet for drama, both I would say self-inflicted and otherwise. But yeah, this one apparently has gotten some complaining because there's footage missing. I'm not sure the whole story, but it looks like there is this a 2K restoration? There's an R-rated and a PG version. Forced entry, I assume forced entry is the alternative cut. Next up, Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary, which is like a low-budget vampire film, I believe. Now, you're not going to get a lot of special features with these Code Red releases, but I'm not really concerned about that. This has no special features. Next up is Porno Holocaust. I watched this. Um, yeah, it's a Joe D'Amato sleaze film. I mean, it's a soft core, it's a hardcore porn film. It's not really a monster movie at all. The problem with it is it's just too long. I mean, it's almost 2 hours. I just that's it just overstays its welcome. George Eastman's in it. There's an interview with George Eastman. But yeah, it's pretty mundane stuff. Next up is a sleazy 70s serial killer movie, The Swinging Barmaids, which was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not going to win any awards, and but you know, it's grindhouse 70s sleaze. Now here's another one I watched. I've already watched this one, Erotic Nights of the Living Dead. This is another film that overstays its welcome, running almost 2 hours. Just way too long for a porno. Uh, but I will say the acting is very good in it, and it's well, the horror elements of it. I mean, you only get any horror in the last 20 minutes. Now here's a film it's nothing. Pupi Avati's Revenge of the Dead. Really, it's nothing like the cover art. It's more of a psychological type horror film. But it's good. I give it a 7 out of 10. I really thought it was a well done film, and it's an interesting film. A lot more. It's not. Its focus is more on supernatural elements. There's a really good interview with Pupi Avati on this one, so that's the only special feature. But I like that, 7 out of 10. Next up is an Andy Milligan film, Bloodthirsty Butchers. I believe this is Andy Milligan. I've not seen it. It's a HD transfer. Yeah, it's an Andy Milligan film. I haven't seen it. Can't really tell you anything about it. But I will check it out in April. It'll be on the review. Alright, here's another indie low-budget sleaze fest, Weekend Murders. This is another one I've not seen, so I can't really comment on it, but it'll get a watching in April, and I'll talk about it then. Let's see what we got here as far as special features. That's got an audio commentary track with the Peter Baldwin stars in it. Next up is The Fifth Floor. Knew nothing about this. Nothing at all. Haven't seen it. It almost looks like a TV movie. It's an HD master. I know Bo Hopkins is in it. He's a pretty good actor. So that'll get a watch in April. Next up is Shakma. This one's well, it's a baboon. Some kind of baboon goes nuts in a Florida lab. This will be fun for April. Audio commentary with the director Tom Logan. On camera interview with the director. Yeah, this looks like a good one. Shakma. No reverse cover art. All right. Oh, I got another Vinegar Syndrome slipped in here. Party Line with the slip. Now, Party Line is a film I don't know much about. It's got a audio comment. It's got an interview with the screenwriter. I really know nothing about this. It's just, it's almost to the point now of Vinegar Syndrome that whatever they're going to put out, I just end up buying. Next up, this is a film I did watch, Code Red's release of The Headless Eyes. Really pretty decent low-budget indie film from the 70s. About a killer that's got his eye plucked out. It's definitely Grindhouse City. It's got some really gory elements to it, and it has that New York 70s sleazy look about it. Oops, another Vinegar Syndrome. They're all slipped in here. Mutant War. with the slip cover. I do like that cover art. That's pretty cool. Mutant War. Another one I haven't seen. You've got interview with the writer-director, Brett Piper, I believe is his name. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. We'll see what it's... This is another one I'll watch in April. Now we're going to get into some kind of multi-pack stuff from Code Red. This has got Mama's Dirty Girls, Supervan, and Piranha Piranha. Have no clue about any of these. Oh, William Smith's in this though. Super Piranha. He's always pretty good. That'll get a watch in April. Next up is Brad Dourif and Spontaneous Combustion, Code Red release. This will definitely be an April watch. More, I think this is another Andy Milligan film, The Man with Two Heads. Maybe this is not. I don't think this is Andy Milligan. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, Andy Milligan. Have no clue. Next up is a 6 films on 2-disc set. This is a more drive-in exploitation stuff. Like I said, I've been stocking up for April. Tale of the Dean's Wife, Hot Nights on Campus, just a bunch of 70s 60s and 70s actually exploitation cinema. Sex and the College Girl. I mean, who knows? Hopefully it'll be fun one-time watches. This was definitely going to be fun. The Black Gestapo. Come on, gotta love me some black exploitation. It's a 2K master scan. On-camera interview with the stars. Charles Robinson, and it's got an audio commentary too. So this has got some special features. Black Gestapo. Some more 60s, 70s sexploitation. Teenage Tramp and Cat Miracle and the Silks. Who knows? I'll tell you about it in April. I will definitely grind through these. Here's an Italian. I mean, who doesn't love their alligator movies? The Great Alligator, Mel Ferrer and Barbara Bach. I'm definitely looking forward to this. And it's got some special features here. Let's see what we got here. It's a brand new HD scan. Interview with underwater photographer. Interview with the director Sergio Martino. I've not seen The Great Alligator. Look forward to it though. Let's see. Here's another. Is this Andy Milligan again? Torture Garden. This has no special features. I already know that. Yeah, Andy Milligan. I'm not a Andy Milligan fan, but trying to show support for Code Red. And then this is the film that, of course, it's weird how certain releases just take off. And this is one of those that as soon as it gets announced on the Dark Force website, it's gone in minutes. Screams of a Winter's Night. I heard the movie's not very good, but for some reason this is one of the hottest releases out right now. Going for ridiculous money. It does have some special features, on-camera interviews. It's a new 2K scan. I mean, it's just one of those oddities, one of these lost oddities that has got a release, and people were just going nuts over it. I can't speak to it. I haven't seen it. So, next up is Sage Stallone in Chaos. Code Red release. Another Code Red release, Steel Arena. This looks like fun. This looks like a kind of a car derby type film. Now it's got an audio commentary and an interview with I think Mark Lester. This ought to be fun. This is exactly what the Drive It Exploitation Challenge represents, stuff like this. And then finally, God's Bloody Acre and So Sad About Gloria double feature. This is Drive-In double feature from Code Red. I believe this is Code Red, isn't it? The cover, the artwork's a little different on this one. It's like kind of chintzy. All right, well, guys, that's going to do it for my Blu-ray and DVD update. Well, Blu-ray update. That was my Code Red Mega Haul, and a lot of those titles, again, I'll cover in more detail in April. So thanks for watching.